Simone agreed to be a co-applicant on her mother's mortgage application, but she wants to back out now due to complications. Okay, so we've got Simone, who is a life code 7. Okay, and we have the mother, who is a life code 9. Now, although the sister isn't quite mentioned, but I suspect that this may well feature as a little bit of sibling issues, sibling rivalry even perhaps. Okay, so we'll have a look as far as that's concerned.
Welcome to the Sensitive Mind Show.
Your purpose in life as a sensitive is to experience the deeper parts of the mind, to move beyond fear and to manage your energy, no matter the circumstance. I'm going to show you, as a sensitive, how you can maximize your talents and feel comfortable in your own skin. For show notes and to join the conversation, visit heidisawyer.com/mind.
Okay, so what's the situation? I agreed, although I expressed that I did not want to be part of it, to be an applicant on a mortgage with my mother. On her own, it would never have been approved. The process just seems to be getting more and more complicated. I am within a gnat's breath of telling her that I want to be removed from the application. So what's the problem the situation creates? I feel backed into a corner and angry and resentful that I feel obliged to do this. And what is the question that Simone wants me to answer? Should I simply tell her that she needs to sell and move into the other property that she owns? Okay, so what we have is Simone wants to know how to really approach this as far as her mother is concerned. So what do we have? Well, we have a classic scenario of 3 life codes within what could be perceived as a drama triangle. Okay, so whenever these 3 life codes tend to come together, so a 7, 8 and 9, quite often there are some elements of drama or possibilities of drama, and because the third one is within the 9, quite often it's an unsaid drama. Okay, so it's uncommunicated, whereas if we have a 7, 8 and a 1, 10, at least it's out there and it's normally a lot of shouting. Whereas where it's 7, 8 and 9, the drama is more private. It's a private drama, okay, which is where it's not communicated, it's not said. It's a kind of unsaid undertone where the drama is ramped up for somehow or another for effect. So what we have here is a life code 7. So life code 7 will be the one, when you've got 7, 8, 9 dynamic, life code 7 will be the one who feels it, will feel it the most. They're the one who's going to feel it in a stronger way. A life code 8 isn't quite so much going to feel it. So 7, 8 dynamic, a life code 8 will be the one in terms of giving the instruction to the life code 7. So quite often in many dynamics, especially where there's drama involved, 7s will feel bullied by the 8. Okay, they feel like they're being forced into something under obligation, under elements of manipulation, and they'll feel under pressure to conform to what a strong 8 is trying to make them do. Okay, so in this situation we have the older sister as the life code 8 and the and Simone as the life code 7. So yes, I suspect that when we get to look at this, the sister will have some kind of impact as far as that's concerned. She will possibly be directing the mother to push through with this application to make Simone the co-applicant. So we'll have a look at that when that arises. But you know, siblings, so 7, 8 siblings, we're talking either, well, we're normally talking 7, 8 siblings, quite often sibling rivalry, especially when the 8 is the older sibling. Okay, when the 7 is the younger sibling and the 8 is the older sibling, we normally would see some element of pressure, bullying, if it's outright, or the older sibling strongly directing what they want, okay, and placing it upon the 7, who is not weak. 7s are not weak as far as that's concerned, but they are more likely to want to process the emotion around that, whereas the 8 will be more directive, okay, especially when it's a younger sibling. Okay, so we also have a 9 in the mix here. So the 9 tends to, if it's a drama, so 7, 8, 9 drama, quite often when you put those together, especially with family dynamics, mother and daughters, that's got a big recipe for fireworks, okay, because the mother will be, as the life code 9, would be the expression of the unconscious. Okay, so there's some element here of, I would say the drama is helplessness. So the drama, the 7, 8, 9 dynamic here is that there's a helplessness as far as this is concerned, and the 7 is expected to experience the emotion. Okay, so in this kind of drama dynamic, the 7 is going to be the one feeling and most likely expressing the unconscious of the 9 and the 8. Okay, so I suspect this drama around here will be around helplessness. So let's have a little look and see how that transpires. Okay, so I think we're going to go with who are we going to go with first? I think we'll do Simone first, and then we'll go on and see which one, it's the mother or the sister after that. So I'm thinking of Simone with my big pile of archetypes, and let's have a look and see what we get, and we'll see whether I'm right. Okay, so we have the student. So what we'll have here is that Simone feels like this is all quite new to her. Okay, this is a new method. I suspect that she often quite feel, from the nature of the question, feeling that she wants to assist as far as or she didn't. It feels like she's been pressured to assist and being a joint mortgage applicant on this situation, and the mother has other property which she could move into, but wants her daughter as this co-applicant, would suggest that this is a new method to Simone as to how her mother uses and utilizes ways of getting her to conform and possibly manipulate. Okay, so let's have a look. We'll have a look now to see which one is manipulating this situation. Is it the mother or is it the older sister? So we'll have a look at the mother first. So thinking of the mother in my big pile of archetypes, let's see what we get, see if I'm right. Detective. So we'll see more as to how that shows. Okay, so the detective wants to get to the bottom of something, wants to find ways to do something. So they've got strong kind of intuitive ways to seek something out, or new methods of or a way of doing something differently to what they have done before. So I suspect it may well be that the mother has found a new way to get her daughter, and in terms of Simone, to feel obliged when Simone's been trying really hard not to, and she's a student of this new way of doing things. So she's unfamiliar. And it feels uncomfortable as far as that's concerned. Okay, so let's have a look and see if the older sister is the one orchestrating it as that life code 8. Let's have a look. So let's see, I'm thinking of the older sister. Let's have a look. Oh, we have trickster. I think we have our answer. So, older sister is fueling it, as I suspected. Couldn't make this stuff up if I tried. So, older sister is fueling this whole fire. Okay, so what Simone needs to do is have a look and within her own mind and see whether she wants to be tied into this situation, because older sister is definitely fueling this as in a ways and means of getting the mother to act. Okay, older sister, it doesn't want to be part of it, is pushing it over to Simone and saying, I don't want to have to deal with this, it's your thing that you have to deal with. So I would say, because the 9, the mother is the 9, as an unaware 9 will be needy. There'll be some kind of neediness that isn't being fulfilled, and so she will feel that if she's in a relationship, as in a mortgage, that Simone is then liable for, she's going to have a stronger connection in terms of being able to utilize that neediness, which then sets the older sister a little bit more free from that. And I suspect somehow or another this has a financial benefit to the older sister. But it'll be all very under the surface. It's not communicated, all of that, because we have that 7, 8, 9 dynamic of a drama, but not quite said. So it's not quite said. So see what will happen if we bring the 110 into it. What if Simone brings this out into the physical world, out into the open? Let's see what happens as far as that's concerned. Big pile. Let's have a look. Oh, we have the slave. So, right. So, what should Simone do as far as this is concerned? Well, she's kind of doomed if she does, doomed if she doesn't. If she follows through with this mortgage application, I would say she's going to be drawn into something that she really doesn't want to be drawn into. The slave, feeling enslaved to that, enslaved to the mother's neediness and the mother's wishes. Okay, if she doesn't, it's all going to be plunging at her in terms of the poor me vibration of the mother as far as the neediness, and the older sister who's going to come out with this rageful because she doesn't want to be involved and wants to push all the responsibility onto Simone's shoulders. So how does Simone make this easier on herself? Okay, so let's have a look as far as that's concerned. How does she make it easier on herself in being able to solve this and to think about what she wants to do, knowing full well that she will feel dragged into something and enslaved? Okay, is it something that she can cope with, or is it something that she'd rather cope with the consequences of pulling out? Let's have a look. Oh, now I put together two different decks in here to see if we get doubles that come out of here. Bearing in mind that the size of this is huge. There's 2 decks in here, and how many cards are in here, how much the likelihood of getting 2 of these. So we have 2 tricksters. We have one as the sister and one that's showing in the physical world as far as Simone is concerned. So why have we got this? Well, Simone's way out of this is to actually hand the responsibility back to the older sister and to say to her and include her within this dynamic in terms of where's your responsibility in the evenness as far as this situation is concerned. And that if she hands that back to the older sister as to, well, where are you as far as that's concerned, she's most likely to get a barrage of insult, because if we've got the 8 there, unaware 8 is that persecutor who feels cornered, but at the same time it's calling her bluff, and most likely then the mother will be persuaded out of this mortgage application by her elder daughter in order to then say exactly what Simone is hoping for, which is that it may even be their idea that the mother, between the mother and the older sister, that the mother moves in to the other property and lets go of this mortgage application. So, what can we learn as far as that's concerned? Well, if you think that there is an undertone of something, but you can't quite put your finger on it because it's not obvious, but you're convinced and you think, is it just me? Or is there some kind of underhand thing going on? Or am I being unreasonable? Or is there some kind of manipulation that I can't quite put my finger on, but I can feel the tone of it, or I can feel it's there, and it's making me upset, and it's making me unhappy. And you think, is it me? Am I unreasonable? If you're asking yourself that question, I would say 9 times out of 10, no, you're not being unreasonable. It is true. You are feeling that there is an undertone, as we can see very clearly in this dynamic, where, as that life code 7, Simone, after a period of time, would get sick. She would start to get ill from the pressure of having to deal with this, whereas the older sister wouldn't, because she's passing the buck rather than jointly taking responsibility and consideration. And the mother here doesn't want any responsibility whatsoever. And bearing in mind that she's expecting her daughter to co-sign a mortgage, I can feel absolutely no responsibility as far as the mother is concerned. There will be an expectation that Simone would have to fund the lot. Okay, so that's the end of this episode of the Sensitive Mind Show. If you've enjoyed it and found it helpful, do share it with your friends. Next week I will be doing a themed episode around partner relationships and the very difficult question of, should I stay or should I go? Where I'll be looking at the decision-making elements of this very delicate life dilemma, especially at this time of year. So be sure to join me for next week when I look forward to giving you an alternative perspective on your relationship dilemmas. Bye for now, and let me leave you with this. For more great free content designed to support your purchase of my book, Highly Intuitive People, 7 Right Brain Traits to Change the Lives of Intuitive Sensitive People, please visit finallyfeelunderstood.com. There you can subscribe and download for free the meditation specific to today's episode. If you have already read the book, then it's time for you to receive exclusive access and support from me and your fellow intuitive sensitives as we go deeper together along this proven 7-step path by joining us in my monthly membership program called Heidi's Circle. There you can ask me anything in a safe and private environment, and I will answer you live. Join us today by visiting healmyinnerworld.com.